Hi guys, how you doing? I actually interrupted listening to a Jimi Hendrix concert live at Woodstock to do this video, so I don't mean to do just nonsense, but it's something I want to talk about. I actually put the video on silent so I could do this video, so I did make a sacrifice. It was worth something to do this. Um, okay, I want to talk about the three, as I see it, the three stumbling blocks that um, to mainstream Christianity. There's three ways or topics or areas that can down uh, Christianity, prove it false and irrelevant, or false or irrelevant, or both. I just had to do this. I'm sorry, but I mean, it needed to be done. So sorry about that. Here's how I see it. First thing that can down the whole Christian doctrine that's out there: truth relativism is a thing. I'm not an expert or a master of it. But truth relativism is, from what I understand, is the thought that we don't know anything about. Who are we to know what's true? How can our finite brain be responsible for knowing what's true or not? And if that is true itself, then how can anybody know that the Bible's true or that God exists? Because I don't know. Everything could be a hologram. I could be just in this whole life could just be a delusion or an illusion, and I may my brain may be wired incompletely, too incompletely, or to perceive truth, or I might be too insignificant to know what is even true or not. So if that turns out to be true, then nothing can be proven to be true, including the Bible and the existence of God. So there's that. So already out the gate, if truth relativism is true, toss Christianity into the trash. That's number one. Number two, conspiracy theories. See, it's getting more down to normalcy being being a thing here, one of the things here. If conspiracy theories are true, Christianity basically thumb it to the trash, because the conspiracy theories say that we did not come here from God, but we are ancient aliens, which are from other planets that were very much more evolved than us, came here and found us when we were just cavemen and interbred with us and sped up our evolution by about 50 million years. So that's why, even though the Earth has only been here, the Earth hasn't been around long enough for us to have evolved, but because the aliens came from other planets in spaceships called UFOs, or whatever they want to call them, here we are. So and so if conspiracy theories are true, and that includes the idea that 9/11 is a hoax, that is actually provable, but whatever. 9/11 was a Bush-inspired hoax on the American people. COVID not that indifferent, but anyway. And that the people higher up, the Committee 300 people, the Bill Clintons and Hillary, they can shapeshift because they're even more. The aliens were reptilian, so that those that are more advanced than normal end up ruling us, like Bill Clinton and his ilk, and then therefore they are more reptilian than the normal dude. Therefore, they can shapeshift. I've heard reliable sources say they've actually seen Hillary Clinton shapeshift into reptilian form. I've heard the same of other politician people that are great, Henry Kissinger, people like that. He would go swimming, and then he would come out as a reptilian. Really high people in government. I wouldn't be that far away from assuming my dad might have been. My adoptive dad might have. He was a weird looking dude. He was 6'3", and you didn't want to mess with him too much, but he was a weird looking dude. But I'm not going to go. That's not my point. If conspiracy theories are true, that's your David Icke, your Dr. John Coleman, your what's the other? A few other people. I forget all the names. I should know. Anyway, the people that that write about the Anunnaki and the ancient aliens, and it's even on the History Channel, dude. It's even on the History Channel. There's actually physical evidence on the Earth that makes it hard to not believe in these ancient aliens. Just research it, Google it, whatever you have to do. And Christianity goes in the trash can. That's number 2. Number 3. Within Bible theory itself, even if the Bible is true, I didn't mean to knock the phone out of whack there. There are interpretations of the Bible that make more sense than the mainstream Christianity, such as the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I have been baptized 4 times in my life, once as a Christian, then as a Seventh-day Adventist, then as a Jehovah's Witness, but then I got baptized as a Christian again to nullify the Seventh-day Adventist and the Witness baptism, so I'm not either of those anymore. I didn't want to be stuck with that. So I'm not a witness, even though I've been baptized as it. But if the witnesses are right, then even if the Bible is right, mainstream Christianity is junk and needs to go in the trash can. All you got to do is have an open mind, read the Bible, and realize that Jesus might not have been God. He might have been a perfect man, because how can God die? How can man see God and live? I mean, there's so many inconsistencies. How could Jesus really have died on a physical cross? Or why do they use a cross in worship when that's a pagan symbol? It's called the Ankh. It was used in pagan Egyptian pagan nonsense. What about Christmas? What about that being the winter solstice, Mithras Sol Invictus? It was already a holiday, a pagan holiday at that, before Jesus even came to the earth. They just Christianized it. Christians. What about I could go on, and I guess I am going on and on. What about the fact that how can any finite sin I can only do as a human warrant eternal punishment in hell? How can that even be fair or even logically possible? What keeps the fire alive, and how does the person that only exists for a short time deserve to infinite punishment? How is God a Trinity? How come the word Trinity is never mentioned in the Bible? How come I've never heard the word Trinity? Don't you think that would be mentioned? Their only excuse is that it said Elohim, which means many, or us. That's what. First of all, that doesn't prove. First of all, that doesn't say how many, much less 3. Nor does it even call that a name, or anything. But these councils of Nicaea in 325 AD and 321 AD and Council of Trent, or whatever those things are, those people in the Dark Ages or right before the Dark Ages decided what we're going to believe and mix it all together. It was political nonsense that led to the Dark Ages first. And if Christianity is true, then how do you explain the Dark Ages? How do you explain the Inquisition, and what makes that justified? I mean, it goes. So if even if the Bible's true, the mainstream Christians may have it all wrong, and you can just throw it in the trash can. And so that I've given you 3 ways that if any of those things are true, they don't all have to be true, but if any one of those things passes the test, don't go to church on Sunday. Do something else with your time. Don't get sucked into it, first of all. Don't get judged by them, second of all. Don't waste your time or energy, third of all, and just do something else fun you like to do on Sunday, like I do. I'm thankful that I got kicked out of church. It was a trap that I'm now out of. And not only that, I don't have a guilty conscience about it because I was kicked out. Better yet, fine. I did my time, I tried, and I got kicked out, and it was good for me, and I love it. Love you guys. Peace, rock and roll.